Hey, happy Radio Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. Now shut off the YouTube and put on the radio. It's Radio Day, you jerks. If you choose to stay on YouTube, be sure to use the chat. If you are listening to the radio, congratulations. Whether it's through 105.1 The Fan FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you ask your smart speaker to turn the radio on, and this is what you got. Use the fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Who was your favorite elementary school teacher and what grade? Lowercase, which of your elementary school teachers shaped your mind, turned you into the person, inspired you to become? Question. And what grade it is? Well, right now, my children are with mom, and they're on their way to school to meet their fourth grade teachers. For the life of me, I cannot remember even the name of my fourth grade teacher. I can remember elementary school all the way through. I've got kindergarten. I can't picture what she looked like. Pretty sure it was Aldrich. Larson, I can picture her for first grade. Caldwell for second grade. Fuller for third. No idea for fourth. I can even remember that it was Miss Westenbrook, and we had Miss Askey come in as a long-term substitute in fifth grade, and Mr. Ramberg had a friend that worked at the Lifesaver factory, and we got hundreds, if not thousands, of Lifesavers throughout sixth grade, which in my day used to be elementary school. I know it's middle school now. But we were on the junior high plan in Southwest Washington back in the 90s when I was a punk kid. So I can remember 5, 6 different teachers. For fourth grade, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I've been racking my brain all day. Here my kids are going. This could be somebody that changes their lives. They're going to spend one of their formidable years.
Every teacher of your lifetime other than your third and fourth grade
I could
teacher?
Probably name half of the different teachers that I had throughout middle school when I was jumping around different classes. I could probably name dozens of them, but elementary school, I can remember everybody. I'm not even close. I can't picture a face. I don't know if it was a man or a woman.
You don't have a hair color?
I have nothing. I don't have a gender. I don't have, I'm pretty sure I know what school that I went to. 95% sure it was Burnt Bridge Creek, but we grew up in an area where development, Vancouver is turning into a beautiful place, but we grew up on the outskirts. I went to Mill Plain Elementary School for first and kindergarten.
Back in your day.
And then they opened a new school closer, went to Burnt Bridge Creek Elementary. Then they opened Harmony. That was closer. My sister ended up going to a fourth elementary school because they opened Pioneer, which was even closer. If I moved back into the same house that I grew up in, I'd go to an entirely different elementary school. It's wild. So we moved around schools a little bit, never moved. No, I have no idea who my fourth grade teacher was.
That's an interesting one.
Isn't that weird?
My teachers have always stuck with me for some reason.
Well, all the other ones. I can picture all of the other ones, and maybe I have the grades wrong, and I don't remember a second grade teacher. I could just be out of order, but for whatever reason, that's the way it is. And listen, memories are flawed. You've listened to this show before. You know I'm not that bright of a guy, but it's just weird as I was thinking about it today. Here are my daughters. Every year they keep getting brighter, more engaging. Like, I don't know how they compare to other fourth graders, but I'm excited for them. Like they're having conversations that shock me now. I'm like, holy cow, was I that smart in fourth grade? And being smarter than me, again, not an accomplishment.
Again, you said your daughter spoke in front of a bunch of people for the Save.
My daughter has spoken in front of the school district. She saved the libraries on television. She was mad at me for not bringing her in to on the radio day, take your kid to school or take your kid to work day.
Oh,
so
that would have been a good one.
Well, listen, it's in April. I'm going to write it down this year. We'll forecast it a little better. She'll come in. She's going to make me look bad. That's for sure.
She'll probably do the take your pick better than we have.
Well, that's not saying much. We've got it today. I've just moved on. We're not even going to talk baseball. So here's the thing. Do you have one teacher that stands out from elementary school? Because I feel like teachers are very important people, and I feel bad about this, but I couldn't tell.
My kindergarten teacher will always stick with me because she taught all three of my brothers, and she kept calling me by my older brother's name. And so it became to a point where she kept calling me my brother's name, which is Clark, kept calling me Clark so many times that she ended up saying, all right, if I do it 10 times, I'll give you a thing of hot tamales.
And that's how you learned you weren't important.
And there we go.
Well, there you go. A lesson that has stuck with you from kindergarten. You're just another one of those Smith boys.
That's me.
Hey, congratulations to you. Yeah, that was the nice thing about moving schools is I got different teachers because my brothers didn't go to those schools. Just being a couple of years behind. I was just bouncing around.
Yeah, it kind of sucked the older you got. At a young age, it's super nice because your brothers haven't done enough damage to their reputation. The older you get, the more it hurts.
My sister did not talk to me for 2 years because when we were in high school, she was only a year behind me. She never played a junior varsity sport. We've talked about this. I'm a junior varsity legend.
Champion.
There is nobody that was better at mediocrity than this guy. My sister ran track and cross country, was the first 2-sport 4-year letterman or whatever it was. She went to the Junior Olympics in China as a junior in high school, something like that. So she was exceptional at her craft. She was very, very good at what she did. I was at all the things that I did, but I was fairly entertaining. When I was in high school, we've talked about this, I got the job doing animation, so I did first period, then took off and had a pretty cool job and was fairly well known in the high school.
That seems like a pretty sweet gig.
My sister gets her first year sans older brother. She had the option to go to another high school because they opened Heritage High School, but it was the first year, so they let seniors stay at their high school. So she stayed at Mountain View High School. She's the number one runner on the cross-country team. She's feeling good.
She's the belle of the ball.
Gets to the first cross-country practice, and I never ran cross-country. I never ran track. The cross-country coach goes, "How's Luke doing?" First thing he said to her. And she did not talk to me for 2 years. I had no idea why. Turns out, so I was not there. I did not live in the shadow. I created my own sunlight. But I can vicariously know what that's like.
I didn't say I was living in the shadow.
I did. I said you were living in the shadow.
I crept in it. I liked the sun every once in a while.
It was convenient when you needed it.
Exactly.
Well, so there's 5 kids in my family. The only gap between grades was between me and my brother Paul. So I had a little bit of room between me and him, and he didn't play a ton of sports in high school, so I always had a little bit of room to be myself. My sister did not get that luxury, and she resented me very much for it. I think we've gotten over it. Can't say 100% for certain, but I think we've gotten over it.
In high school, I know I had to change math teachers a few times because I kept getting math teachers that my other brother had. And that bridge was far burned.
Yeah. Well, the Mariners stink at baseball again. They gave up 6 runs in the first inning today after fighting back from a 22-0 loss to open this series. They gave up 6 runs in the first inning. They were down 6-4 until the bottom of the 8th, where I think it was Ortiz. I don't know. No, it wasn't Ortiz. He got out. Somebody hit another home run. There was another home run hit. So now it's 7-4, top of the 9th, 1 out, nobody on for the Seattle Mariners. It looks like they're going to drop another series. You're playing the best team in baseball.
Center fielder Garrett Mitchell.
There you go. It was Mitchell
for the home run. He is
I saw Ortiz up there.
3 for 4 on the day with 3 RBIs.
Yeah, it's not bad. Gary Sanchez having a nice day too as the backup catcher. The backup catcher is so much better than our backup catcher and our starting catcher that normally your starter is your cleanup hitter. They put in Sanchez. He just stays in the cleanup spot.
He's had himself a nice week.
He's been good.
He pitched a few days, and now he's 1 for 4 with a set of RBIs?
There you go.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So 0-2 count on Canzone. I'll give you the final when it goes final. I imagine it'll be in the next couple hitters because the Mariners don't seem to have that gene where they need something. Even yesterday's win, they scored 7 in the first 2 innings and then just held on for dear life. The bullpen pitched fine, but the offense, do something. You get 7 in the first. Why don't you put up 22? Idiots. Here's the other thing. Can I just say this really quickly? You know what's really bugging me?
Get it off your chest.
What did I say the Mariners should do at the trade deadline? You might as well just sell. Can we bring up the guys? Have we seen Kate Anderson yet?
You were a little in between.
No,
I wanted them to make a clear decision of being buyers or sellers.
I did. What I said, though, I go, there's no harm in selling. I said, go out there. There are plenty of teams that will be in the playoff race that will sell. There are teams that will sell and get better. You know who the number one example of that is?
Hit me with it.
Since the trade deadline, after selling off everything that they possibly could, the Mets might be the best team in baseball since the trade deadline. They are 11-4. They have turned into the amazing Mets. We talked about Carson Bench the other day. He ended up with 2 back-to-back plays, throwing somebody out at home. They are 11-4 since the trade deadline. The Orioles sold at the trade deadline. They are right in the thick of the wild card race. They are 7-8 since the trade deadline. Blue Jays 9-6 have somehow crept back into this. They're in the wild card race. I get the American League. Everybody's kind of in it. Tigers 7-8 since the trade deadline. Marlins not doing well in the National League. They are 6-9 since the trade deadline, but still in the thick of the wild card race. The Cardinals 10-6. Who's the worst team since the trade deadline? Seattle Mariners 5-9.
Oh, tough break.
And
what are you gonna?
We can update that to 5-10 because they just went final. 7-4. Brewers win.
Oh, no! We suck again!
The good news is the Mariners do not get a day off before playing the Cubs tomorrow at home. So you get to leave Milwaukee right now. Get out of there as quick as you can. That was not a great showing. So what is that? 12 runs in the last 2 days. They gave up 34 runs in the last 3 days against the Brewers. Maybe just get out of the heartland. Get back to T-Mobile and see if you can do anything against the Cubs. I'm guessing probably not.
That's PCA is pretty good.
Just a guess. You know what you should do instead? If you were planning on watching the Mariners, I've got an idea for you. You can still watch them. Just do it at Binary Brewing. Binary Brewing and The Fan have teamed up for the Only Fan IPA. It's available only for a limited time. You can taste The Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton locations. I don't know this for a fact. I assume they have TVs. Ask them about their Only Fan. So good, only The Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. Go to @FanHappyHour on X. Go to my personal Facebook page. You should play along with Take Your Pick. You can do the baseball thing, but you also have an opportunity. You only have a couple weeks to do this. Fill out every single NFL game. We're going to take a look at that at 2:30 when we do the NFC version of Take Your Pick. But you can put in every single game, week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl. We'll see how it goes. But right now, we need to get into the Daily Buzz. A foul call on a fair ball. We might have a second Ted Williams and a third Babe Ruth. And if that's a slap, soccer players definitely don't do arm days. All of that in the Daily Buzz. This is Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest...
Will it matter? Does it matter? Probably not. But J.P. Crawford set to make his minor league rehab assignment with AAA in Tacoma after being sidelined since late July. You have not had much consistency in the lineup this year. Guys going in and out. J.P. Crawford has been one of them, and that has multiple stints on the IL. Brendan Donovan finally back playing some third base. Of course, Colt Emerson is down to AAA, and then as soon as he was demoted, he pointed out that he had wrist inflammation, the same injury that was hampering J.P. Crawford. You got Brock Rodden, who's been in there playing shortstop and actually playing really well as a 26-year-old rookie, so he's been doing some stuff. Is this all just rearranging chairs on the Titanic? Probably, but I figured I'd start you with something that might be possibly some way construed as good news about the Seattle Mariners. We'll see what they do against the stupid Cubs. And if you missed it, they just lost 7-4 to the best team in baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers, and Pat Murphy still not satisfied.
The Buzz.
Okay, explain this to me. The Baltimore Orioles slugger Pete Alonso hit a home run that clearly went over the foul pole, clearly on the fair side of it.
What goes around comes around.
Explain that to me.
Aaron Judge had a home run called back earlier this season that
against the
left
Orioles?
The stadium, and they ruled it a foul ball after it hit the trees outside of the stadium.
Was
at
it
the
against
time that would have passed them.
Was it against the Orioles?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is not exactly what goes around comes around, but here you have Pete Alonso who they ended up losing the game or whatever it is. Now, here's the question. How is it so difficult to actually figure out where the ball crossed the foul pole? This is something where the Baltimore Orioles are now suggesting they should put in lasers and extra cameras and a million things to try to figure it out. There has to be a simple solution to this very, very easy problem. Can we just figure it out? They go back to the replay center, they look at it, and you know what? Maybe it was deceptive. The angle that they showed me, every single one of them today was in Baltimore's favor. So maybe we're just not looking at it correctly, and the umpire association come out and tell us what happened. But this should be one of the easier calls in the sport. The NFL has a very similar system. Big yellow pole. What happens? It goes over the top. They pretty much got it. So just baseball, you've done a lot of good things lately. I don't want to crush you. You've done a lot of good things lately. Bigger bases and pitch clocks and ABS, and all of it has worked out well. It's probably one that you'd want to figure out. If we get to the postseason, this becomes a problem. Obviously a much bigger deal. But Baltimore right in the middle of this wild card race, if they miss the postseason by a single game, I'm sure this will come back up.
The Buzz.
Tell me really quickly, lowercase, who leads Major League Baseball in RBI?
Would that be Yordan Alvarez?
It is not Yordan Alvarez. As a matter of fact, he is really not that close to the top spot. He sits at number 5, a full 8 RBI behind the leader. Care to take another guess?
No, I've got nothing.
All right, I will count back from 5. Yordan Alvarez, C.J. Abrams, the recently demoted shortstop of the Washington Nationals, now playing second base because he had one of the worst fielding percentage.
Center fielder for St. Louis.
He is a right fielder. Walker is number 2.
Jordan Walker.
He is number 2. St. Louis also has number 3 on the list. Alec Burleson, their first baseman. The number 1 spot. Have you heard the name Sal Stewart?
No, I have not.
Sal Stewart is a first baseman for the Cincinnati Reds. He is a rookie, and he is on pace right now to be the first rookie in 76 years to lead Major League Baseball in RBI. He would only be the 3rd guy to do it ever. One of the guys that did it is a guy named Ted Williams. The other, Walt Dropo, who I have never heard of in my life, did it in 1950. Ted Williams did it in 1939. Sal Stewart drawing comparisons to Teddy Ballgame. If he were to continue his little hot streak and not quite lead Major League Baseball, he's pretty much guaranteed at 96 RBI right now with 25 games left or so. He's almost guaranteed to make it to 100 RBI. There have been 7. He would be the 7th player in Major League Baseball to lead the to make it to 100 RBI as a rookie in the major leagues. How's this list? 2019, Pete Alonso. 2017, Aaron Judge. 2014, Jose Abreu. 2006, Ryan Zimmerman. 2003, Hideki Matsui.
Ooh.
And 2001, Albert Pujols.
That's some pretty darn good company.
What was the name that I gave you?
Sal Stewart.
Sal Stewart. Remember that name? That guy is apparently somebody to watch. Anytime you get compared to Teddy Ballgame, I think you're doing pretty.
He's got great numbers on the year, too.
This is why I'm introducing you to the young man here at the middle of August, because we haven't been paying that much attention to Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati's awful.
Cincinnati was great to start out of the gates, and then they had injuries, and then they kind of went the wrong way. That division is insanely tough. How about another Babe Ruth coming from an Asian country? Have you heard much about the South Korean teenage sensation Song Joon Kim?
No, I have not, but I might have a new jersey on the way.
2025 international draft was paid $1.2 million. He's 19 years old. He's being developed in the Texas Farm System. He started out with the Arizona Complex League, where he hit .303 with a .964 OPS in 48 games, while posting a 1.04 ERA in 8.2 innings on the mound. He just made his pitching debut at Single-A and just went out and had a scoreless 2 innings with 4 strikeouts, allowing only 1 walk and no hits in his debut. Just a name to keep an eye on. They called him Tiny Ohtani, so somebody to keep an eye on. But they are planning in the Texas Farm System to prepare him to be a true two-way player. So another name. There's 2 names for you. What's the first one?
Sal Stewart.
What's the second one?
Song Joon
Kim. Come on, remember these. We're trying to get better as we move forward in this stupid thing we call radio broadcasting. It's National Radio Day. We got to get better.
The Buzz.
Hey, it looked out pretty well, even though it seemed like the Cavaliers might go a different way after a 5-team trade yesterday that we talked about where, what's his name? Preston Watson? Peyton Watson? Whatever. James Harden is back with the Cavs on a 3-year, $97 million contract. Once all the dust settled from the trade, they immediately went out and added Harden back to that roster. We'll see what that ends up meaning. In an Eastern Conference, it will be dominated by the 76ers because they are a super team.
I got a little trivia for you.
Ooh, trivia, do it.
Harden becomes one of 4 players in NBA history to make over $500 million in his professional career. Who are the other 3?
LeBron. Trying to think of somebody that played that long. It wouldn't have been
They're
Vince
all
Carter. Yeah, they all got to be playing right now.
Current.
Who are old guys? I don't know. Kyrie,
LeBron,
no.
Kevin Durant,
that makes
Steph
sense.
Curry,
Yeah.
and then James Harden. 4 highest grossing.
Yeah, that checks
players
out.
in
I
NBA
should have been able to get those. You caught me off guard. Very good. The hold-in worked for Vita Vea. He is getting a 1-year, $30 million extension to stay with the Buccaneers. Congratulations to him. And just a little injury news from around the NFL. It looks like Tyler Warren is going to be out for an undetermined amount of time. The Pro Bowl tight end is suffering a groin injury that happened in a joint practice against the Falcons. Warren, of course, the tight end out of Penn State, who can just about do it all, but hoping for a bounce-back year after hitting a major snag with a groin injury. Hopefully he will be back. Sam Laporta, another tight end, has a hip injury. Dan Campbell says he does not expect it to be a long-term injury. And it looks like the Ravens are looking now for a third center. They trade away Lindenbaum. Why did I say Lindgren? Lindenbaum. Now they went on to Danny Pinter. He has a torn patellar tendon, and now they will be moving on. So that center position.
But if you remember, this is their
Little
backup
questionable.
center because they made the move for Cleveland Browns center Ethan Posich earlier this offseason.
Oh, they do have postage. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, the way the article said on NFL.com that he was expected to be the starter, but not the case anymore. And then, did you see? Wait, let's hit the noise. Did you see what they're calling a slap from Lionel Messi? Did you see this video?
I did.
Come on.
Soccer fights are embarrassing.
It's just the whole thing. It's guys that only work on their lower body. The tackles look great, but yeah, if they start throwing hands, get right out of town. It is. Just go and watch it. If you need a chuckle today and you want to laugh at soccer players, go look at what they're calling a brawl and what they're calling a slap in some game between Miami and whoever else plays in the MLS. With that, let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
First on the fan, Portland Trailblazers point guard Damian Lillard has released a new 5-track project titled Houston, We Have a Problem. On August 14th, 2026, under his rap moniker Dame Dollar, the independent release features guest appearances from artists like Ivory Scott and Cy-Ari the Kid. Well, Houston, we have a problem. Portland, we have more.
What? What's wrong with Portland? I don't know what's going on in Portland. I have not seen anything reported that says that we are moving out of Portland. It's like 19 days since we've had bad news. There's a term sheet that the Blazers organization is looking at. As far as I'm concerned, we're doing great. You lost who? Chris Murray and Jeremy Grant to get a guy that has potential to be an all-star every year in Ja Morant. You still got Denny. You're getting Dame back. You got Donovan Clingan. You got Tumani Kamara. You got your guy in Micah Nori. I think this will be the year that the Blazers play basketball again. That's what I think.
And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? The insurance company's acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt.
Kids, go to @Fan Happy Hour on X. Go to my personal Facebook page. You can find 2 links there this week. We did the same thing last week. You can play along with Major League Baseball and pick the weekend series. We'll continue to do that until we get to the NFL kickoff. We will quietly continue to do it, but if you win the Major League Baseball pick'em, you will get a chance to be invited onto the show, join us, make your picks live with us, talk about whatever you want. It'll be your show for 12 minutes every Thursday, if you can make it. Once we get to the start of the NFL season, we will switch, and if you win the NFL week, we'll do that. As a teaser, you can go on right now and pick the entire NFL season. Casey and I stink at picking baseball. I don't know if we're a whole lot better at picking football, but last week
we went out in a few weeks.
Last week we went through the entire AFC just to see where we think these division races are going to go. So we'll do the same thing with the NFC today. I'm looking at the NFC, and there is one wild set of numbers that I'm looking at. Before we dive into all the divisions, there is only one team that didn't win at least 2 division games. So if I look at the AFC, Jets did not win a single division game. The Titans did not win a single division game. The Chiefs and Raiders both only won 1 division game. In the NFC last season, one team went 0-6, and it's pretty obvious who it is. It's the Arizona Cardinals. That division had 3 teams with 12 or more wins. Obviously very difficult to get through. There's not a team that lost more than 2 or won less than 2 games in their division. I'm looking at the NFC East to start. Philadelphia was 3-3 in the division. The Cowboys were 4-2. The Commanders were 3-3 in the division. Even the Giants were 2-4. The Bears won their division with 2-4 in the division. The Packers and Vikings both went 4-2. The Lions went 2-4. Everybody in the NFC South went 3-3. These division races are going to be very difficult to call. Seahawks, Rams, and 49ers all went 4-2 within the division. So as we look at this, last year was super competitive, at least in the games where you played those teams you were most familiar with. So let's start with the NFC East. Philadelphia won with an 11-6 record. Cowboys were number 2 at 7-9. Commanders 5-12. The Giants 4-13. You've got a new head coach in New York. You're sticking with your guy Brian Schottenheimer for the second year in Dallas. You've got this is year 3 for Dan Quinn with the Commanders, and as much as we see controversy with Sirianni and everything that goes on around Philadelphia, they continue to win a lot of football games.
Yeah, they sit atop of that division, and everyone else is trying to kick them off the hill.
2 years ago, Washington did make it to the NFC Championship game. Bounce back from the Commanders? Do we see the Cowboys finally stepping up and doing anything, or do you see
I think the Cowboys
same run?
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to take the big step. I don't know what about it. I think the second year of continuity in that offense with George Pickens, with a healthy CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams is still running at a great pace. Jake Ferguson is still a vertical threat. This entire team relies on Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
it always has, and they win or lose with Dak. That's just been their meter.
It feels like they've added a lot of depth on the defensive side of the ball, adding
100%.
Von Miller as a little cherry on top of a defense. It feels like it's gotten better since getting rid of Micah Parsons. This may end up being a positive trade.
They have Kobe Durant from the Rams. They got Jalen Thompson from Arizona, and also probably with the steal of the draft, and you go get Caleb Downs, who's able to play at a very high pace already as a rookie.
Tell me what you think of the Commanders and the Giants. Who has the higher win total in this division next year?
I'm going to take the Commanders.
Okay. Jaden Daniels goes out there and just balls out, gives everybody on his team high 4s, and they just go and celebrate, yeah?
I'm with you there.
All right, so how do you think?
They only won 4+1 games last year.
4+1, that's right. We can't say. Don't say. We don't have permission. Don't say the number. How does this shake out for you then? You putting the Cowboys at the top? You got the Huevos to go there?
I'm going to put the Cowboys at the top.
Cowboys, Eagles,
Commanders, Giants.
All right, okay. We'll see how that ends up shaking out. I think the Eagles probably stay on top for another year, and I think the Commanders leave probably the Cowboys. But I just can't pick the Cowboys. I don't know what's going to happen with the Giants. Jackson Dart just seems like such a, why am I going in the concussion protocol? In your first preseason game, dude, I don't think they
stayed down on the turf longer than they wanted you to.
You took a nap, dude. Come on. The whole thing is, I can't get behind a team that is led by Jackson Dart and Cam Scattaboo. And Malik Neighbors is going to get hurt. It's just,
wait for Najee Harris.
All right, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Another very competitive division. The Bears, I've already said many times, I expect them to take a step back. They were 11-6 last year. The Packers, the Vikings, the Lions all had 9 wins. The Packers end up in second place because they were 9-7-1. The Vikings and the Lions both 9-8. How does this division shake out for you next season?
I think I'm going to take the Lions.
Okay. I know from worst to first.
Go from worst to first. I think the Lions, although they do have a lot of money on the payroll over the next few years, I think they like this unit of guys that they have. They have Brian Branch, who's an elite safety. Jack Campbell, obviously, is coming into his own as a linebacker. That front seven was really injured these past 2 years.
Yep.
Aiden Hutchinson and McNeil, the defensive tackle, all struggling with injuries. This is the first time I think they've been healthy in a long time.
All right, so how do you see the rest of it shaking out? The Minnesota Vikings get Kyler Murray. The Packers haven't done a whole hell of a lot as far as their offseason goes. Okay, they should get Micah Parsons back at some point, but he's been injured and right now not expected to start the season. And I think the Bears take a step back. So put them in order for me. How do you think this shakes out?
I'm thinking it's going to go Lions, Bears, Vikings, Packers, oh my.
I think the Vikings are going to be better than that. I might stick with you on the Lions. I think this might just go in reverse order. I'm going to put this Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears. I think
not big on the Bears.
No, I've told you that I'm not big on the Bears. I think the last thing that Caleb Williams needs is to go into the season with a ton of confidence. He got knocked down as a rookie. He came back and he ended up winning a lot of games, but he was playing under the gun all year. They haven't done anything to improve their offensive line. They added, what's his nugget from Kansas City. So you've got a good left guard. You still don't have a left tackle. And Thuney is getting irritated. He's going, hey, who's going to be my running mate over here? What's the key to having a good offensive line? Continuity, figuring it out. Here you are going into your second preseason game. You still haven't figured out who's playing the most important position on your offensive line. I'm not buying it. I think you're going to have Caleb Williams going out there thinking that he can make every throw because he's on the cover of Madden. Let's not even talk about the curse. God forbid he get hurt. But, yeah, I don't think the Bears are going to be good. I say that division does a complete flop and does a full switch Aru. This one, I have no idea. Panthers won the division at 8-9. The Buccaneers in second at 8-9. The Falcons in third at 8-9. And the New Orleans Saints finished the season probably as hot as anybody. I know they lost their last game of the year, but they were terrible to start out. They finished 6-11. Who the hell wins this division, or is it just let's put them all tied?
Part of me thinks that quarterback play in this division doesn't even matter. That the fact that
look at your quarterbacks. It's Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, who's already fighting with the team, Tua / Penix, and Tyler Shuck. Ugh.
Yeah, this one is going to rely on the talent that these rosters have, and Atlanta's the most talented team. You got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, you got Bijan Robinson. Your defense is pretty good, too.
But I have the least confidence in their quarterback room.
100%.
That's where it gets really bad. I don't think you're wrong. But Tua, nope. No, thank you. Michael Penix, no. I don't expect either of them to finish season healthy, so you're probably going to see them both. Who starts more games for the Falcons? And I will give you all three options. Tua, Penix, or Cooper Rush.
I'm going to take Michael Penix.
All right, I'll take Cooper Rush. How do you have it ordered? Put it in order for me. Who wins?
I'm going to take Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, Panthers.
Ooh, Panthers fall from top to the bottom. Mm-hmm. I will. Boy, I really don't like the Falcons quarterback room. I don't know. Can you have them all tied?
That's where I think I think they're gonna end pretty much where they ended last year.
Yeah, if we're going on quarterbacks, I'm gonna give it to Baker. I will go Buccaneers. Panthers were good at the end of the year. Panthers, Saints, Falcons. I don't have any faith in that quarterback room, and I think it just ends up derailing the entire season, especially when you keep moving back and forth, even if somebody plays well, and then you have a bad game and you have no continuity. I think it's going to be really, really difficult for them. Speaking of difficult, 14-3, your Seattle Seahawks last season. Obviously, they won the Super Bowl. They finished the season on a 7-game win streak in the regular season. The Rams, I know that they were right there with the Seahawks. They had a couple really weird losses in late November and December. remember. They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Falcons. They still had that loss to the Seahawks. Those ones were a little bit head-scratching for me. They finished 12-5. The 49ers 12-5. They had injuries all year, and for them to get 12 wins makes you think that if they can stay healthy, they have a chance to get back to another Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan. That team has just been so beat up over the last however many years, but those two teams start in Australia, too. I don't think that's probably good for your health. And I think we'll just both slot the Arizona Cardinals in last place in that division. Where do the other three teams finish for you?
I have it exactly how it looks right now. The Rams have a really tough start to their season, and I think the Seahawks are going to benefit a lot from the Rams being beat up in the first 6 games of the year. 49ers, you're already beat up. Cardinals, not even worth mentioning.
All right, so you've got it: Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, Cardinals.
Yep,
I mean, I'll have the Cardinals jump over the Rams and finish in third place. No, I wish I could. I can't.
For a second, I thought.
I will say Seahawks, Niners, Rams. I think the Rams are going to be one of those teams that is just loving the smell of their own farts. I don't think they have a ton of depth. If they have injuries, I think it's going to hurt them.
You want their first 7 games of the season?
Oh, I would love their first 7 games.
They start
of
the year with the 49ers.
Yep.
Then they go to the Giants
in Australia, in Melbourne. Yeah.
So you're probably looking at again 1-1, 2-0.
Okay.
Then you go and play the Broncos.
Tough.
You go play the Eagles.
Very tough. That's one of their losses from last season.
Then you play the Bills.
Well, that's 2. I guess they lost 1 to the 49ers, and they lost 1 to the Eagles.
Then you got Josh Allen in the Bills. That game is at home.
Okay.
Then you have the week, a little week off where you play the Cardinals.
A bye week.
Then you go Raiders, Chargers, Commanders, Cardinals again.
Okay. So that's not a crazy. That's not a crazy stretch.
But the fact that you get Broncos, Eagles, Bills. Back-to-back weeks, back-to-back weeks.
That's gonna be
tricky.
Difficult. That's gonna be tricky. They're gonna be really good. I don't want them to be really good, but they are. But honestly, key injuries could, I think, really hurt this team. I mean, part of the Aaron Donald thing is that it just gives them more depth on that defensive front.
Plus, they end the season rough too.
Well, I know they do. They would finish 2 out of their last 3 weeks. But who do they have? Carolina in between? No, that's the Seahawks have Carolina in between.
In between that,
who do they play?
Cardinals, Packers, Chiefs, 49ers. Again, they end the season Cowboys, Rams, Buccaneers, Seahawks.
Well, they play the Seahawks twice in the last 3 weeks because they play them 16 and 18. So who do they play in between?
Last 4 weeks. Oh, yeah, no, you're correct. Last 3 weeks.
And who do they play in between?
Buccaneers.
That ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy.
Baker makes it tough towards that playoff.
Well, that and they had an NFC South problem last year. All right, we need to get rolling. Let's do some. In case you missed it, we'll send you off with one more for the road. We do it next. Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Port.
In case you missed it, world number 1 golfer Scottie Scheffler is on the verge of surpassing Tiger Woods on the PGA Tour's career money list. Scheffler says passing Tiger on the money list doesn't mean much because of inflation, which makes sense. $120 million barely covers 2 cartons of eggs these days. Am I right? Don't worry about Tiger, though. He still has plenty of money to replace a totaled Range Rover every 2 years, so he's doing just fine. At this point, Tiger's CPA just lists a totaled luxury SUV as a routine business expense. So that is... Scottie Scheffler might take the money record, but he's a long way from passing Tiger on the insurance claims record. So that's... In case you missed it, South Carolina quarterback LaNorris Sellers will have a dream senior semester with zero academic classes, fulfilling his graduation requirement through a faculty management internship at a local golf center. If you're playing South Carolina at South Carolina, the coaches have to get the team out on a range session to see if they can take out the opposing quarterback while he drives a little range tractor, right? Imagine Sellers missing the rivalry game because he got smoked by a Clemson fan who spent all day just ripping his three hybrid at the ball picker. Like, that would be... Do you think the Gamecocks quarterback is just sitting out there in like full pads and helmet as he drives around in that thing? That'd be fantastic. I love that. In case you missed it, the Los Angeles Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh was asked about his quarterback and said that Justin Herbert is, quote, locked, cocked, and ready to rock. We know that, Jim. We all saw the Madison Beer music video. What about football? That's what we want to...
Smalls.
And besides, isn't the big question for the Chargers, how long will Herbert stay locked and cocked if nobody is healthy enough to block? Isn't that what we really need to spend the last 2 years? In case you missed it, there is a viral video of Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green in China after he completely lost his mind and sprinted away from a giant native goose. It's obviously embarrassing for an NBA tough guy to be intimidated by a bird, but lucky for Draymond, he's wearing a leather fanny pack to preserve his dignity. He looked really good. In fairness to Draymond, I have not seen a bird that creepy since the original Pelicans mascot. Do you remember that thing? And then they had that weird baby that went out with it. I don't know what they were doing. And finally, in case you missed it, a 16-year-old high school girl in Tennessee was arrested after running onto the field during a middle school football game and completely leveling a player from the opposing team.
Oh, she sniped him.
Oh, in the video, the high school gal looked at least a foot taller, 40 pounds heavier, so she absolutely flattened the middle schooler. But if you look on the bright side for the kid, he officially won the pool he had going with his friends over who would smash with a girl first. So he's got that. It may be a technicality, but whether you touch the boob or the boob touches you, it's still pretty awesome when you're in middle school. So, hey, there you go. No. Anything we have to address real quick there, Casey, or should we get right to it?
Let's get right to it because we've got a lot of people just dropping the name of their teachers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we don't need to read everybody's teacher. If you are in Rhode Island right now, things do not smell great for you. A tractor trailer rollover in the coastal town of Narragansett, Rhode Island, dumped 1,000 pounds of squid all over the roadway, and there is a very smelly, very messy calamari disaster in Narragansett. Things could be worse, people. If you're having a bad day, if traffic stinks, at least it doesn't really stink. Big thanks to Lowercase. Thanks to everybody that's playing along in the Take Your Pick. Thanks to everybody that listened. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
Look on the bright side of life.